So how do you solve x to the power of 2 over 3 equals to 64? So you can raise it to the power of 3 over 2, yeah? And the reason we can do that, because if I multiply 2 over 3 and 3 over 2, they're going to give me 1. They're going to cancel to give me 1, yeah? So it's going to be x equals to 64 to the power of 3 over 2, or that's the same thing as writing 64, the square root of 64 to the power of 3, right? Same thing. You want to write it in the calculator, it doesn't matter which way you write it. It should give you the same answer. And what do you get? 512? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so let's look at the word problem examples that we're going to see a few of these examples. Okay, so we have under annual compounding, an initial investment of $700 grows to $900 in 5 years. Determine the annual interest rate I using the compound formula A equals P1 plus I to the power of n. So they gave you the formula that they want you to use. Okay, A represents the amount, or the amount that you're going to end up with. So A is your final amount, and P is the principal. Or the initial amount, sorry, which is the same thing. So how much you invest initially, okay? So we have under annual compounding, an initial investment of 700 grows to 900 in 5 years. Determine the annual interest rate I. So what do I know? How do I plug in? What do I plug in, and how do I solve for it? What is given to me? Do I know A? So I have A, P, I, and N. What's my initial amount? P? 700. What's my final amount? What's I? That's a question mark. I don't know what I is. What's N? 5. In this case, it's an annual interest, so it's compounded annually, which I don't have to do anything to my interest and to my compounding period, right? If it's compounded semi-annually or monthly or whatever, then I have to deal with it. But in this case, I don't have to. Okay, so what I have to do right now is plug it into the formula. Right? A is 900 equal to 700, 1 plus I to the power of 5. Are we okay with that? Okay. I'm trying to solve for I. So what do I do to solve for I? Remember, we started with this unit with isolating for a letter, right? So what's the first thing I want to get rid of? I want to get rid of the 700 first, right? What do I do to get rid of the 700?
700 would be, 900 will be divided by 700.
Okay. Then what do I do after that? What's the second thing I want to get rid of?
The exponent.
The exponent, right? I want to just take you back for a second, okay? If you're doing bed mass for this side, right, what do you do first? The brackets, then? No? Then the exponent, then the multiplication, right? Remember that when I want to get rid of it, I get rid of it in the opposite direction. So this is where I'm going to get rid of first, then this, then this. Okay? Remember that. So I got rid of my 700. Now I need to get rid of that power of 5. What do I do to get rid of the power of 5? The fifth root. Yeah? So if I do the fifth root here and here, I'm going to end up with the fifth root of 900 over 700 under, both of them under the fifth root, equals to 1 plus I. Okay? It's very important how you write it, how you put it in the calculator. Now, what do I do to get rid of that, to leave I by itself? Subtract 1, right? So I'm going to bring the 1 over. It's going to become the fifth root of 900 over 700 subtract 1 equals to I. Are we okay with that? Okay, now put that in the calculator. Make sure that when you put it in the calculator, only the 900 over 700 is under your fifth root. The 1 is outside. So we're going to do the fifth root of okay, did you subtract 1?
No.
And did you do the fifth root?
I have
No,
just
wait.
done this.
Okay, so fifth, so you have to do shift and this button, shift and this button, and then put 5 here.
Okay.
Okay, now do 900 over 700.
Okay.
Okay, delete this. So you do shift and this button. Okay, 5, yeah. 900 divided by 700. Okay, now yeah, go outside the root. Okay, minus 1. Yep. So what do we get? 0.05 something?
Yeah, 0.051.
Okay, so it's going to be 0.015, sorry, 51.
0.051. 0.051.
52, 52, right? Okay, so how many percent is that? Because I is the rate in percentage. What's the percentage here? What do I do to find percentage? Multiply by 100, right? So that's going to be 5.2%. Okay, therefore the interest rate is 5.2%.